here where he says wild and decent parties. He said, and all such things.
Yeah,
Whatever it is,
sure.
whatever you're doing, you got to stop it.
Oh yeah.
You got to come to him clean. You got to come to him correct.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the truth. All right. Going to Proverbs, the 5th chapter. Proverbs, the 5th chapter, starting at verse 18. So it'll be 18 and 19. All right, so we're going to start at 16.
At 16.
Yeah, 16 and 19. It says, let your fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be. All right, so 16, it says, let your fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only your own, and not the strangers with you. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the woman of your youth. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy you at all times, and be you ravished always with her love.
What's that?
My.
Proverbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 5th chapter. Oh, okay.
What happened?
Oh, okay. I'm in the wrong thing.
Uh-huh.
No, I have the wrong thing.
Oh.
I'm in the 5th, but I'm looking at the 6th.
Oh.
That's why I was
Nah, she was looking at, she was in the 5th, but she was looking over at the 6th, and she would wonder, hey, why that thing reading so different?
This one.
Hit verse 20. Hit verse 20 on that one now.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, King James. Oh, because King James is a ripoff. He moved a lot of stuff out. So we must see, how what we just read, especially that last verse when he said, "Let her be as the loving hen or hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy you at all times, and be your ravish always with her love." So,
No, mine says, and be captivated always with her love.
with her love, see? So we see these things, the beauty. So, in other words, we know the scripture say the woman is the weaker vessel. So if you know something that's weak, you're going to cherish it, you're going to protect it, you're going to groom it. In other words, you want to strengthen it. You want to make it, a little stronger than what it is. So you look at that woman as being that flower and stuff. And say, when they first start off, when you say you first getting together, so you got to look at her as being that, what you call it? Seedling. When they first little, when you growing the seedling, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you plant the seeds, you call it seedling. So you nourishing it and taking care so it can start sprouting. So
Generating or sprouting. Yeah.
so that's what you want to do with that woman. She's that seedling that you bringing up and stuff. And when you nurture it and care for it, this and that, it's going to blossom. It's going to be blossom into something real beautiful and stuff, and become strong. Why? Because you nourishing it, you giving it all the nutrition that it's supposed to be. So that's the same way what you doing with your physical wife, just as you would do with that plant and stuff. Well, you can look at the plant as being that woman and stuff. Because you know what people do. Some people, they sit out there in the garden, they talk to the plants and stuff, this and that. And there was a test dealing with plants and stuff. Well, a guy, he hooked up these little things to the plants. And what he did, he was running the test, and and it showed the movement on the screen. So he hooked the two gadgets up to it, and he was playing music. And you'll see the music, the soft music, and you'll see the little melody. Then when he started playing like hard music, like rock and roll or something like that, then you'll see the thing start moving fast because the plant, those vibes, it was just affecting the plant. And then he did it another way. He was talking to it. He talked to it soft, and it was showing different waves. Then he talked to the plant hard, and it was showing it. So which we know they're alive, but just him, doing this experiment, showing you that the vibe that they can feel, that impulse, whether it's good or whether it's bad and stuff. So that was a beautiful thing. So in that same way, that's how we have to do when it comes, to the women and stuff. And that's why when we read in the scripture when it says he that find a wife find a good thing, so we know he just ain't talking about, oh, you got a wife, she's a good thing. No, he ain't talking about that, because every wife ain't a good thing, because depending on how they act, that was Jezebel a good thing? She was a wife, but was she's a good thing? No. So you got to be in perspective of what the word is talking about, because women like to use that, oh, he that found a wife find a good thing, so they found a good thing, and that's not so. That's not so. Especially you ain't keeping Torah. You ain't find. So what makes you good? You got to think about that. All right. So we're gonna go. You finna say something? Oh. So we're gonna go to our last scripture. Kefa Elef. 1 Peter 3:7. 1 Peter 3:7. So 7 is the key verse, but we're going to start from verse 1 to 7. We're going to go from 1 to 7. So we're just going to start at 7. We're just going to do 7. I don't want to get ahead of the other part of the lesson, because right now we're still talking about the men. It says in the 7th verse of 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter, it says, likewise, ye men, dwell with them according to knowledge. See, everything plays a key point when dealing, when in a relationship. So he says, dwell with them, talking about the woman, according to knowledge, giving honor unto the woman as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So you don't want your prayers to be hindered, So we got to definitely make sure that, and that go for both and stuff, that you don't want your prayers to be hindered, off of whatever, argument or whatever, something that was out of the norm that got into or whatever according to the word and stuff. That your prayers be not hindered, because your prayers can be hindered. Even the scriptures say, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So whatever the issue is, hey, get yourself together before that sun go down. So in other words, the sun already down and it happened. That means that next sun coming to get ready to go down, hey, be already gonna get that thing straightened out. But you don't want your prayers to be hindered and stuff. So we have issues where your prayers could be blocked, and sometimes you could. That's why we have to always examine ourselves, recheck ourselves to see why certain things not happening and stuff. And it could be something blocked our prayer because of something that we did or whatever and stuff. So this is the conclusion of far up today. You who are willing, we'll continue on next Shabbat. But yeah, so this right here, you can meditate on this and everything. Just to continue, we still, right now we're in the lane of the men, the duties of the men. Later on, we'll be getting into the duties of the women. But it's just showing you by the head, being the head, so everything comes to us first before it get moved on to the next person and stuff, as far as the women and stuff. So we see, let's continue, y'all, to keep this in mind, being humble and meek, showing humility, not being puffed up, that we can continue in the way of the Most High Yahuwah, and you're gonna see some amazing things happening that you'll be saying, hey, this couldn't happen but Yahuwah and stuff. So until then, we would love to say Shabbat Shalom to the Mishpachak out there in the internet world, a Habatah, which means love you and have a blessed and Shalom Yom.